why men should never treat women like a queen. Now, the reason why men should never treat women like a queen is because the more you treat her like a queen, the less of a king you will be treated. The more you invest into her in the relationship, the less she invests in you. Guys, this is why you shouldn't treat women like a queen. The more she's going to take advantage of you, the more she's going to feel like she deserves more and more and more, and you don't deserve anything in that relationship. Another reason why you shouldn't treat women like a queen is because it's easy for you to get emotionally manipulated, and you're going to get attached by this, by treating a woman like a queen, because you're going to be too busy trying to find out different ways to please her. You know, if she complains to you, you know, you're going to figure out a way to, you know, fix that, you know, to cater to her, to try to do what she wants you to do. And that's manipulation. That's a form of manipulation. Her complaining to get her way, form of manipulation. Her using the silent treatment against you when she can't get her way. And you know, supplying her narcissism, letting her get her way. That's all a form of manipulation. And that's all a form of, you know, her psychologically abusing you. Guys, this is why you shouldn't treat women like a queen. Another reason why you shouldn't treat women like a queen is because the more, you know, attention that you put on her, and the more that, you know, you give her what she wants and what she needs, and the more you supply her narcissism, the less, you know, empathy she's going to have for you. The less sympathy she's going to have for you. The less she's going to care for you. The less, you know, the less she's going to be concerned about you. The less she's going to find you important to her. The more she take advantage of you. The more she look at you as like a slave. The more she look at you as like a weak man. The more she's going to try to attempt to manipulate you. And she's going to succeed with the manipulation because you're trying to treat her like a queen. This is why you shouldn't treat women like a queen. Another reason why you shouldn't treat women like a queen is because you're not going to grow in life as a man by you treating a woman like a queen. Because when you take the tension off her, when you take the importance off her, when you take the focus off her, when you pull the money back away from her and investing it into her, and you start trying to do things to invest into you, the more she's going to complain. The more she's going to try to use different manipulation maneuvers and tactics to try to get you from investing into yourself, to put the investment back into her. And the more you're going to fall victim of doing this, getting manipulated by her and not growing because you have invested too much. So you don't want to lose that investment. So you're going to be like, well, you know, I started off by treating her like a queen and I invested so much already. It's no point of growing. It's no point of trying to better my life. My life, I might as well just put it, you know, towards the woman. Because you're going to be afraid to lose that investment. You're going to be afraid to lose her. She's going to threaten you about leaving you. If you try to figure out, you know, if you take the focus off her and try to grow in life and try to, you know, help yourself in life, she's going to be like, She's going to be telling you, she's going to be complaining to you and telling you, no, invest into me. Stop playing that game. Stop trying to, you know, get a second job. Stop trying to make extra money. You know, stop trying to invest into yourself. Invest into me. Stop putting your attention, all your attention on that new business that you're trying to grow. Put all that attention into me. You're supposed to be putting all that attention into me. You're supposed to be putting all that focus into me. And she's going to be complaining. And she's going to be manipulating you. And you're going to fall victim of letting that manipulation prosper. She's going to be prosperous. This is why you shouldn't treat women like a queen. Because when you start to treat women like a queen, it's hard to pull back from it. Because you invested so much. So she can easily, control you. Another reason why you shouldn't treat women like a queen is because it gives you sort of like a weak mindset. She starts complaining about something and you really don't want to do it in your head. You really don't want to do it in your head, but your heart's saying, okay, honey, let's go. Okay, I'll pay for that. It gives you a weak mindset. It gives you a weak mindset. When you start treating a woman like a queen, that masculine energy, it turns into feminine energy. She starts to take the lead. She starts to manipulate. She starts to control your mind. She starts to control the relationship. When you're trying to treat a woman like a queen. Another reason why you shouldn't treat a woman like a queen is because you're going to end up simping. You're going to end up simping. You're going to become a straight simp doing this. Because you're going to be trying to put all your time and effort into that woman. And all your investments into that woman. And you're not going to be gaining anything back. Another reason why you shouldn't treat a woman like a queen, because you lose sight of logic when you're in that relationship. You lose sight of logic and you become more emotional. So it causes you to become attached to her. You start to take her too serious. You start to take females too serious when you treat them like a queen. Any little thing happen. She drop a pencil, you'll go pick it up for her. You'll just turn into a straight simp. Because you're losing sight of logic. Logic gonna tell you, don't pick up that pencil. She can do that by herself. She's not crippled or nothing. But once you get into your feelings and lose sight of logic and start treating her like a queen, any little thing, you'll wipe her mouth on a dinner date. If you see something on her mouth, you'll wipe her mouth. You'll start treating her like a baby. You'll start treating her like a little girl. And she'll start treating you like an ATM machine, like a bank that she can just go into and subtract money from whenever she wants to. Unlimited access. She's going to have to your bank account. Guys, this is why you shouldn't treat women like a queen. It's because you downgrade yourself. You put yourself in a submissive role. You put yourself in a feminine energy. She starts to become the leader. Whatever she says, gonna go. Whatever she says, you're gonna agree with it. When you treat a woman like a queen. Because you have invested so much and you have lost sight of logic. You get in your feelings. You in your feelings when you treat a woman like a queen. And when you get in your feelings, you start taking her too serious. And when you start taking a woman too serious and you are emotionally attached to her, you start supplying her narcissism. And you become a weaker man. You become the weaker vessel. Women are supposed to be the weaker vessel, but you become the weaker vessel. Because you're trying to treat her like a queen. And she's just looking down on you like, do that for me. Okay. After that, do that for me. Then she'll say, after that, do that for me. Just taking advantage of you. She'll become the dominant one in the relationship. She'll become the masculine one in the relationship. And you'll become the feminine one in the relationship. You'll emasculate yourself. And that's what emasculating yourself is. You'll lose control in the relationship. And the reason why you lost control in the relationship is because you're trying to treat her like a queen. You invested so much, you're afraid to lose that investment. So you do what she says. And that is not masculine. This is why you shouldn't treat a woman like a queen. Because when a man